Hello, everyone. Welcome. Sarah here, Autoimmune Tribe. I'm about to hop on Instagram Live. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Awesome. We're live on Instagram and Facebook. Hi, 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 hi. I'm hopping on today because I hope you guys are having a freaking beautiful day. But I just got this email from someone in the coaching industry and it totally hit home. And she talked about why she wouldn't have bought any of her courses, which is a really honest thing to say, right? She wouldn't have bought any of her own courses. And she said, I would not have been able to rationalize spending that kind of money. It would have seemed crazy and impossible. So I wanted to tell you guys about the first course that I ever purchased because I totally felt that way in the beginning too. And I actually purchased one of her courses, ironically, but it was a course on how to create online courses, and it cost $1,000. And I had only made $150 in my business up until that point. So I invested this $1,000 into my business. You guys are jumping on. If you're on Instagram, wave. If you're on Facebook, let me know who you are and where you're listening in from today. So spent $1,000 on this course. I only made $150, and that was like for my very first client. And it was 1 month of coaching for $150, which is nothing, right? And I had so many thoughts like, who am I to be investing this much into my business that isn't even profitable, right? It's really, really scary. I think we have to acknowledge that feels really scary. But what I decided to do was get quiet, and I had felt this call to push that enroll button. And I got quiet and I listened to that intuition, that my higher self, and I did. I just decided I'm going to do this. And I learned how to create online courses through that online course. And sure, I probably would have been able to teach myself how to do what was taught in this course, because Google is magical and you can learn a lot of things on Google. But I would have honestly probably wasted about like 100 hours. I really would have. I would have wasted a lot of time. And I also wanted to show the universe that I was so committed to creating this business, Autoimmune Tribe LLC, and that I was willing to invest that money into myself, into my business, and show the universe like, hey, I know I've only made $150, but I'm not going anywhere. Like, this business is going to be successful and I am freaking committed. I also enrolled because I hate wasting time. Do you guys hate wasting time? I really, it's probably like one of my biggest pet peeves is simply wasting time. And I'm totally guilty of that. I try to be very efficient. And so I saw this opportunity to invest this money and then be able to make money back through investing in myself, learning how to host online courses, hosting online courses, and then making the money back, right? So I know not everyone listening is a health coach or a nutritionist of any kind, but I've done this also in my health. So I in the beginning, when I was trying to figure out what was going on with my body, I thought, like, how am I supposed to rationalize $359 or whatever it was on this GI map test? That is X% of my paycheck. Like, it was a huge chunk of my paycheck. I was working in a nonprofit organization, working a lot of hours for very little money. And I was like, oh my God, there's no way that I can spend that much money. I'm just trying to pay rent. But you know what? Here's my new mantra for you guys today. I want you guys to create this mantra, write it down, stick it on your mirror, stick it on wherever you do your money management, whether that's your phone or your wallet or whatever. And I want you to write down and say out loud, my health is my number one priority. My health is my number one priority. If you do not have your health, then so many of the other things in life are not available to you. So the mantra is, my health is my number one priority. And then you just do it. And you see that it is so worth it. Now, I know that it is easier to see from the other side because now I'm on the other side of that, where it's like I've invested a lot of money into my business and into myself and personal growth. But after you jump off that super high, tall, scary cliff and you push and roll, or you push send, or whatever the action is that you take, I want to show you, now that I am on the other side of that and someone who has done this over and over again, I want to give you my perspective from this side. So, number one, I don't know how many numbers they're going to be, but number one is it's not as scary as you think. And money is just an exchange of energy. And so it's all within this exchange, right? It comes and it goes. So you have to also like hold space for that money to come back to you. And also, the universe does see that you are committed to whether it's your health or your business, and then you are rewarded in return. That energy comes back to you. And whether that's answers about your health or that is clients that you're signing in your business, they both feel really good and it feels totally freaking worth it. So now I want to talk to you. If you have been seeing all of my posts, I've been posting a lot over the last 2 weeks about my new program, Unicorn Healers Unite. And if you had read all of those posts and listened to the videos, I did a 3-day live stream event, and you think this program might actually be perfect for you, or maybe you're even just considering it like one tiny little percent, but then you look at the pricing and you say, there's no way in hell would I ever spend that much money on myself. Do any of you guys feel that way? Do you ever feel like you know something is for you, you feel really called to it, but then you look at the price and then all of a sudden you like X out of that browser page on your that web page on your browser so fast because you're like, no, like I'm not even going to think about it because that number scared the shit out of me. No, and you just run away and you're scared as hell. Has anyone else felt that way before? You look at the price and you're like, I wish I never even saw this thing because now I want it, but I can't afford it. I felt that way before. So maybe you guys looked at my sales page for Unicorn Healers Unite and you thought, wow, this is something that I would really love to be enrolled in. And I really want to create this business. And I want freedom and I want abundance and I want clarity in that business that I crave and I desire. But then there's that voice inside your head that tells you to X out and reverse. And it says that you can't do it. And you have been listening to that voice, right? So instead of listening to the voice that is in alignment with your soul's purpose, you have been listening to the voice of fear. That voice that says that you are not enough, the voice that says, who am I to have massive success? Instead of your intuitive self, your higher self, the inner healer inside of you, the woman who is ready to change the world and the way that we do healthcare and the way that the medical system, the whole system is set up, right? So if this sounds like you, and you are the frantic Xer out of the sales page box, that I need you today to let go of some of that fear. And I need you to let go of that fear just long enough to push and roll on Unicorn Healers Unite. And then I promise you that I will make it worth your time and worth busting through that fear for a moment. And I will help you build the confidence in yourself and allow that investing in yourself to become a priority instead of something that you feel guilty about. I don't want you to ever feel guilty about investing in yourself ever again. So if you want your business to feel like something that you can do for the rest of your life instead of something that you are just playing around with on the side right now, consider also how much have you invested into your business so far? Honestly, if you guys feel comfortable, put this in the comments, whether you're on Instagram or Facebook. Tell me, how much have you actually invested in your business so far? And you can just ballpark it. Think about maybe your email provider that's like $9 a month or $20 a month or something, right? And try to kind of come up with that number inside of your head. How much have you actually invested in yourself? And if the answer is little to nothing other than maybe like a certification, then it is time for you to up level, my love. It is past time for you to up level. So I used this example in my 3-day live stream event on how to be a rockstar wellness coach this past week. And this example was that if you had decided to open up a crystal shop, and I know many people who follow me, if you're listening now, you probably like crystals. I attract people who like crystals. I'm obsessed with crystals. I would love to have a crystal store. But if you or I had decided to open up this beautiful, gorgeous crystal shop, you would have had to buy thousands of dollars worth of crystal inventory, because no one's going to come to your crystal shop unless there's really cool crystals there, right? And you would have had to pay your staff to run the shop and the register and everything. You would have had to pay all the bills, right? Electricity. You would have had to set up the internet. You might have to pay for some shelving in this beautiful display to put your crystals on. Then you'd have to pay for the bags to put the crystals in and the paper to put into the checkout receipt machine. Or if you're electronic, you would have had to buy the iPad and then the iPad stand. Like, think about all of these things that you'd be investing into your business. You'd have to purchase an LLC, register for an LLC. You'd have to purchase the sign that is outside the door that when people walk in, you have to put a rug down on the floor so that when people walk in, they don't get all their dirty shit all over the place. You'd probably have to buy like a water container so people can have water because they're going to hang out because they're going to want to touch all the crystals, right? There is so many things that you'd have to invest in. And so in many ways, this is the beauty of an online business, that you don't have to, and you are not required to do any of those things, any of them. Super cool, right? Like, party, yay, we don't have to invest thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars into our business. However, we have to let go of this belief that then, because it's an online business, it requires no investment, because that's a lie. That is a total lie. It does require investment. It just requires investment in a different way. It requires investment in yourself. Oftentimes, if you are not inherently a super confident person, which many of us struggle with, then it also requires investing into your confidence, whatever that looks like for you. And sometimes that includes investing in a coach that can exponentially change the way, the pace of your growth, and can see things that you might be doing wrong, or why you're getting crickets and zero interaction on your post, even though you're freaking pouring your heart out. So I know I'm getting a little preachy with you guys. I'm going to zip it now. And I just want to ask you guys, does this resonate with you? Are you the frantic X out of the sales page when you see the number person? What holds you back? Do you have an online business and do you feel terrified of actually putting money into it? And then why do you feel afraid? Are you afraid because then if you invest in yourself, you have to commit, or because it's really real, or do you have huge money blocks, or are you not confident in yourself? What is stopping you? What is pushing that X button before you really listen to your heart? And the heart might be saying, go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. And then your fear comes up and it gets in the way. So I want you guys to stop listening to that fear mindset and instead shift into this aligned with your soul purpose mindset and ask that part of you, what would it do? How would this woman who is a successful online business owner, coach, nutritionist, whatever you are, how would she behave? How would she act? Would she or would she not purchase that program, invest in herself, go get her nails done, right? I said I was going to zip it and then I kept talking. So now I'm really going to zip it and ask you guys what questions, if any of those, answer those questions, and then let me know if you have any questions about my program, Unicorn Healers Unite. Again, it is a 4-week program. If you haven't been seeing me post about it like crazy, 4-week online course for any type of coach, and you don't even have to be a certified coach. You can also be an aspiring coach, a woman who has experienced chronic illness, any autoimmune disease, and like feels this call inside her heart to share her story and to potentially make money and leverage her pain and use her pain points and story to make a difference in the world first and foremost, but then also have this financial success and abundance. So if you have any questions about that 4-week course, you can also go to autoimmunetribe.com/unicorns. Check out the sales page, the 4 modules that we'll be covering. And then a question for all of you: what blocks does this still bring up in your heart? What do you feel in your heart right now when we're having this conversation, when we're talking about sometimes challenging topics? What comes up for you? What are the thoughts that go through your mind? And can you start to bring awareness to those thoughts even? And through that awareness, start to shift. Start to shift. I'm only asking you today that if you feel like there's a part of you, 5% of your heart, that wants to join me for this month, that for one, might take you 2 minutes, 2 minutes, you decide to fuck off the fear, and you in those 2 minutes, go click and roll on the webpage before you miss out, because it's going to close. The cart is going to close in 48 hours, less than 48 hours, tomorrow night. So I hope you guys feel inspired to move through your blocks, to let go of some of that fear mongering inside of our head, right? It does not feel good. So push past it, go push and roll. If you have any questions, any specific questions about the program, definitely let me know. I'll be available all day and tomorrow as we start to fill this program up. Thank you guys so much.